Yeah, we are a little early to the session. Yeah, we get the crowd getting in at 9:30 around. So
No, it's okay. I just finished one session with kids.
yeah, you mentioned you had to log in out 15 minutes earlier, and then
No, no, but today I think I had anyway, so it is okay to wait for them. Always better to come early.
yeah, and we are also fortunate. It's a series of talks. We are fortunate to get the same topic continued one after the other from Guru Tattva. The topics are
Yes,
building every session. It is more interesting, very insightful. We
yes,
talk
yes.
about gurus, but each session is really giving us more insightful information, how the scriptures have spoken about it, how
Mm,
it's been role played in a way that we should learn from them. The ideal students from our histories, from our scripts, which we are definitely not aware, but many things to learn. We have
yes,
different people as our role models, but earlier to that, we had so many Vedic kids who have shown the path at a very early ages. Uh,
exactly.
and to
So
give you a
this,
background, this Kishore Sudha, even the names of the groups, the students groups that we have kept
ah,
are
ah,
are taken from this thing. So we have the names goes in this series: Dhruva, Nachiketa, Shvetaketu, Upamanyu, Prahallada. These are one set of series where we recall their names. At least through that, kids get a chance to go and look at who Dhruva was or who Nachiketa was.
mm.
Then the other series starts with all the rishis, Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, Kanada, Patanjali, and other series. So that's the next set of series when we started. We wanted them to again look into what their contribution was. So every batches we started, we took up these series of names to special. Even we also get to know recall easily that these was the students from that batch, and they also have some things they can go and look into their contributions, who they were, and other things. And while we see their examples being quoted in the sessions, it feels so nice.
Nice.
Yeah, you was telling something. I think I stopped you in between.
No, no, no. I was just mentioning that by doing this, it's for me benefited. Most beneficiary is me only because ideal student. I
Mhm.
just took it from Bhagavad Gita only, different verses.
Okay.
So it's a very good revision for me, and it's a very good way to become an ideal student. So
Yeah,
first thing is discipline, and I have to be earlier than anyone. So I have at least passed that first test.
yeah. So kind of you. So this is summertime here in UK, Europe, US, all across. So many
Mm-hmm.
many students have traveled back to India. Many are on vacation across different parts.
Yes.
So that's where usually we have around 1,000 plus kids who are learning shlokas as part of
Oh.
Kishore Sudha initiatives.
Mm.
Mm, And summertime, we see the drop down in the numbers as they all travel across. So that is where we thought we'll have a common sessions.
Mm.
Who all can participate? They can um, participate into the session. Who all cannot? They have a
True. True.
recordings which they can reflect back when other is convenient time.
True. Ravi Shankar sir also joined, no?
Ravi
Sir,
Shankar.
namaste. Namaste, sir.
I think Madam has joined.
Namaste, madam.
I think 1 second. Let me ask her to unmute it.
And what was the age group of the children?
We have children from 3 years until 15 years, and
Oh, very good.
yeah, we have kept this session to be a family event where we have requested parents also to be part of these sessions as we learn along. So some of the concepts children can easily
The
get it.
senior children. Senior
Yeah,
children.
senior children will also join. Even for the junior children, we were requested parents also.
Parents are senior children.
Yeah, in that sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
we are
9:30.
yeah we are
We have
around
31.
yeah we are around 31. We will give just one more minute. Usually
Yes,
50,
sure.
50 is the
Sure,
crowd
sure.
that we get.
Yes, yes,
We'll give one
yes.
more minute and we'll get started.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
and yeah, we have around 12 to 15 people joined through YouTube live.
Oh, is it okay?
Oh, very good.
So they are waiting there, is it okay? So should we get started, Yashas, then?
We can wait for 1 more minute. Normally, 32 is the time we start. Like 2 minutes later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. My audio is clear, right? Audio is very clear.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we are a little early to the session. Yeah, we get the crowd getting in at 9:30 around.
And during the when I speak, I can interact with someone,
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
children on the other side. I don't have to wait for the last end of it, right? I can interact in between also.
Yeah, yeah, you can, sir. You don't have to.
So that will keep me. No, I don't have to guess what kids are, which kids are there.
Yeah, yeah. You can, sir. You can have that interactive session.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, Yashas, we'll get started.
Yeah. Minakshi madam is mentioning chat is closed. So,
1 second. The chat is available, no? People
No, I
can.
think it is available. Can anyone in the group, apart from the host and co-host, can anyone in the group message? Yeah, okay.
Yes, we'll get started.
Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha, Hari Om. With the utmost devotion at the lotus feet of His Holiness, we are starting this program first with the shloka. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha, Hari Om. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantayet. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् योगानन्दाप्लुतस्वान्तं योगानन्दमठेश्वरम् प्रणमामो गुरुं भक्त्या श्रीशङ्करभारतीं स्वात्मानन्दं शिवाकारं श्रीब्रह्मानन्दभारतीं प्रशान्तविमलस्वान्तं सद्गुरुं समुपास्महे श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम. Yeah, I request NP sir to welcome and introduce the guest. Hari Om.
Thank you, Yashas. Yeah. Thank you for all of you. It's a wonderful gathering on an evening. We have we have been part of Kishora Bharati, the program, a talk series on Guru Tattva. This is in connection with Swadharma Bharati, a year-long event being celebrated to commemorate the 36th year of Sannyasa Svikara of Mahasannidhanam Sri Bharati Tirtha Swamigal of Sringeri Sharada Peetham. So with that said, we have today with us Dr. Sachin. Dr. Sachin has done his medicines, and he has also done his post-graduation from Kochi. He's practicing plastic surgery since 2010. He's currently working as a plastic surgeon with Tangam Hospital, Namakkal. He is actively involved in Paramavedanta team for spreading the knowledge of our scriptures under the guidance of his guru, Dr. Timmappa Hegde. After his guru initiated him, he has following the footsteps of his guru, teaching Bhagavad Gita to children since last 4 years. He has also started Veda classes in Namakkal for the doctors and his hospital staff. Namakkal is a special place for all of us. So welcome to you, sir. Welcome for this session. Sir will be talking about ideal students as explained in our scriptures. Before I hand it over to sir, I just want to recap what we have learned from our previous sessions. The very first session was on understanding Guru Tattva, as described in our scriptures. We came across different anecdotes talking about Guru, and also the gurus in the nature that we can identify and learn. Then we had a session on Guru Parampara, the lineage of gurus whom we had to bow down. The Advaita Guru Parampara also was being taught to us. The next session was the role of a guru in disciple's life. So how important is a guru one life? So that is what we learned in the previous sessions. Today we have sir talking us through who should be an idealistic student. What all the characteristics should a idealistic student possess as being described in our scriptures. So that is the topic sir is going to engage us, enlighten us. With that said, I would like to hand it over to you, sir. I'll stop sharing. You can share your slides and we can get started.
Hari Om. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. I will start with the shloka for our Guru Parampara. Om सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. So I thank all of you, and special thank to Rama Madam who introduced me to this Kishore Sudha group. And it is a wonderful platform where our scriptures are being discussed. Swami Paramatma ji says that the way for insulating ourselves from all the external samsara is to understand the scriptures from the beginning of your life. There is no such time when we should learn scriptures. It is as soon or as early in the life, it will be better for us. So children, I can't see you, but I would like to interact with you on the topic today, which is given to me. And it's a wonderful topic to, after completion of the GPS. I hope you remember the GPS was discussed in the last class, last to last class by Ravi Shankar sir. Guru positioning system. But for any positioning or any satellite, you should also have a receiver which can receive. Yeah, someone has raised hand. Can you please unmute and speak?
So the request here is I'm going to allow everyone to unmute on yourself, but we request not to keep you unmuted. But whenever you have anything to say, go on unmute, speak, and again be on mute. I would allow
Yes.
now everyone to have that liberty to go on unmute, but don't disturb.
Yeah.
And I
So
would request all the children to be on camera, please. So it is lovely to see we have doctors
yeah,
running across places. They want to interact with us. So it would be definitely lovely if you can see all of you.
yes. If I can see and then interact, it will be much more nice. So
Yeah.
coming back to the GPS, we all learned from Dr. Ravi Shankar last time. So any satellite, there should be a receiver, isn't it, children? Do you agree for this? If there is no proper receiver, what will be the communication going on? Nothing. So an ideal student, there are some qualities. And today, through the scriptures, some Bhagavad Gita mantras, I am going to unfold it. So can you tell me who is an ideal student in this four? It's very easy, isn't it? Yashas, anyone? Who is an ideal student in these four students, if I ask you? Tanishka, Usha, Divya.
You can unmute and you can answer.
Or one of the most idealist. Can answer, no problem. You can unmute and answer. Is it easy or difficult to answer this? It's very easy. Generally, the students who sit in the first bench, generally who asks questions or they answer the questions by teachers questions, or they are very attentive, they understand, and they are very they come every day to the class. This is an ideal student for our regular classes which we go to school. Do you agree for this? Do you agree on this topic? This I can't hear anyone. Okay, I hope you all agree. But now today what I am going to extend this to our real life. What is in our daily life? It doesn't mean it should be only limited to the school. The real life is something which we all have chosen, and it should be a life where we lead ourselves. Okay? We just don't live like mere, animals also live, but they don't have the freedom to choose. We have the choice. Okay? So, such a life is a path of spirituality which we are all slowly building upon it. One such quality which I start with is we should know, we should have that always a mind to ask question if we don't understand. Okay, in the school also sometimes we are shy, but if you don't ask, how does the teacher answer? So in Bhagavad Gita, I hope you know Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, Arjuna, all of you are familiar with it. Why did out of 5 Pandavas, only Arjuna, why did Arjuna was chosen as a student by Krishna? Can anyone answer this to me? Anyone? I can't hear you, Divya. Tanishka, why was only Krishna chosen? Okay, I can see Sharo. Sharo must be able to answer this. So interaction will be good.
Is
you
it,
can't.
is it
They
not?
can't unmute.
It
Can
is
you?
allowed for
Host
them
has
to.
to.
Okay, sir. Now
Host
I
has.
can.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are allowed to. Yeah.
Arjuna wants to know Geeta.
Hari Om. One second. Let
Yeah.
me interrupt. Sorry for the interruption. So first, I think it's better you explain the theory part. Then we can ask the questions on that. That is better. Otherwise, the flow of thoughts will be disturbed.
Okay.
Sure.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to know
Yeah.
the children's. Okay.
Enter.
The one who is very inquisitive about knowing the truth. Truth here doesn't mean only moksha. Truth here is the subject matter. If you are doing physics or if you're experimenting in chemistry, you should know why this salt, when reacted with some other salt, will explode. It is also important to know in your real life, isn't it? So the questions asked to know the real, go to the basis of it. Such a student is a very ideal student. Coming to the next important character of such a student is he should have shraddha. Or shraddha means something close to bhakti or devotion. He should have faith. Shraddha literally meaning is faith, but in some words in Sanskrit cannot be literally translated in English. But faith is somewhere nearby. One of the verses, we have a chapter called Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. Okay, in that, the third verse says, Sattvan Rupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata Shraddha Mayoyam Purusho Yoyaschattasya Evasa. What does it mean, children? According to your faith on a guru or of the subject matter, you will get what you should get. So many wonderful stories we have. But one such story where Adi Shankaracharya had four disciples. And out of the four, one disciple was having lot of faith, but he was not as intelligent or as far in knowledge to the other three. So one day he was late to the this uh, lecture, and Guru was waiting patiently for him. But other students was asking, why are we waiting? Anyway, he's a very dumb fellow. He cannot understand much. So we should carry on with the lecture. Guru overheard it, and Guru made some kind of transformation into the student because he has so much faith in Guru. He transformed him within seconds. And like a GPS, where the receiver is receiving very well, the Guru gave all the powers to him, and that student could eloquently speak, and he has wrote poems and lot of things, and he became one of the disciples who had the Matha, I think in the northern part of the Matha, Jyotir Matha. So Totakacharya is his name. The receiving depends upon the receiver, not the guru. So, children, faith is directly proportional to how much you learn. Okay, the next is in the life of an ideal student, he should totally surrender, not half, quarter, something. It should be total surrender. When you are, even this lecture, when you are attending, are you listening to me or are you talking to each other? If you're talking to each other and discussing something else, there is no surrender. I can see that many of you are discussing something else. Maybe it is topic on this topic, but you should listen carefully because there are some questions in the end and there are some beautiful stories. So one who totally surrenders to the guru will get all the knowledge, or he will be the ideal student. Like Ram and Lakshmana and Rama, Lakshmana became a total surrender to Rama and he followed him wherever he went. Or Arjuna, as we seen in Mahabharata, Arjuna became a student by totally surrendering and listening to Krishna. One more, in the recent past, Swami Vivekananda, who has completely transformed into a ideal student by his guru Ramakrishna Paramahansa. But I would like to give one more beautiful example. Children, nowadays you have Zoom meeting, you have class meeting, you have online meetings, you have whiteboard meetings to learn and understand. But Over a time when there was no such internet, laptop, iPad, the student has to stay with the teacher. When you stay with the teacher, you have to totally surrender. One such beautiful example is Swami Chinmayanandaji when went to Tapovan Maharaj in the Himalayas. For the first 6 months, the teacher has not even seen his student. He didn't even talk to him. On such situations, a normal student will come back to his home. Why to suffer such hardship? But the teacher used to test the student whether he is fit for such path of spirituality. He is fit for learning the scriptures. And when after 6 months of hardship, when he totally surrendered, then only the teacher gave a small glance, and that was enough for the next few years for Swami Chinmayananda. So total surrender is one of the most important factor in an ideal student. Such verse is there in the 18th chapter. Tameva sharanam gaccham sarvabhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapyasi shashvatam. Means what? When you totally surrender to God or to your teacher, in this case, you will get the ultimate peace and prosperity also. This is the 100% guarantee by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, his student. So total surrender, remember. So what we have seen till now, first is you have to be inquisitive about the subject. So you have to ask questions. So I expect you all to ask me a lot of questions in the end. Okay? You have to have complete faith or devotion in your teacher. And third is you should totally surrender. Whenever you are in the class, you should surrender to the teacher. Coming to the fourth and second last, that is, after getting the knowledge, one has to believe in the knowledge, believe in his ability, and then act accordingly. So one such shloka, yada vinayatam chittam atmanyeva vatishtate nispruha sarvakamebhyom yukta ityuchyate tada. So whenever he or she is completely anchored in the knowledge what she receives from the teacher and then uses it accordingly, such a student, sarva kamyabhyo, he will get success in whatever he does. It is 100% success. You all know when a teacher teaches you some kind of algebra, geometry, sums, or it may be English, and if you are understanding and memorizing, you will get 100% marks, or at least you will be in top 5 or top 3. One such good story, you remember, you know the story of Jamanta and Hanumana. Hanuman, as a small kid, was always mischievous. We all know at the young age, we want to be playful. So he had also gone and tried to capture the sun, thinking it is a small ball and wanted to eat it. Imagine the sun is taken into the mouth of Hanumana. There will be complete darkness all over the globe in the universe. So someone stopped him and also protected his powers. But a time came when he became an adult, young, youthful Senapati, and then Rama wanted him to cross the Lanka and see what is happening in the enemy's place. But he was shy. He didn't know how to do that. He thought he's such a small person. That time, someone had to blow that small candle to become big. So Jamanta said, believe in yourself, Hanumana. You are one of those powerful God who can transform into any shape, any form. He can become a small like a bee, and he can become as huge as a big mountain. Then he got the belief, self-belief on the teaching of Jamanta. And then all know, within one jump he flew and he went to across the Lanka. And then we all know the story, how he found what has happened in Lanka. He came back and helped all the people transgress the ocean and then fight over Ravana. So the last and not the least, an ideal student follows dharma. Now Dharma here means swadharma. Swa means your own dharma. So I will like to tell a story. There was a donkey and a dog with a washerman. Every day it will be going together, they will be eating together and sleeping together. One night, thieves came into the washerman's house and the dog started barking loudly. Obviously, with this, the washerman came out and the thieves ran away. So donkey was observing all this. And you know what happened? Obviously, the dog got lot of praise and donkey was observing and he thought, oh, this is what should be done. Next day, there was some kind of quarrel or something going on outside from the neighbor, and donkey started bragging so loudly that washerman got up and he saw that why this donkey is. But the dog was quiet because dog knew that this is not some thieves. It is just the neighbor who are quarreling or whatever they're doing in the night. It is none of his business. So the donkey thought after doing this, he will get praise. But you all know what happened. The donkey got not praise, but nice beating from the washerman. So the moral of the story is the donkey should have followed his own dharma, that is to carry the weight which is given by the washerman to the place. And dog should do his duty. We should also follow the same thing, children. As a student of the scriptures or your classes, you have to learn and not be a teacher. First, you learn, understand, keep it in mind, and then become a teacher. This is the most important part, which is told in Bhagavad Gita also. Those who do their swadharma, even though it is 70%, no problem. But those who paradharma, if it is 100%, God doesn't like such people. So, coming to now using this in your daily life. How do you use all this in your daily life? Swadharma is getting up early, doing your swadhyaya or sandhya vandanam, keeping things tidy. This is your swadharma. Now, nowadays it is full of reels, shorts. Someone is done something, he is jumping, you also want to do it. But we all know to do all this, it is not your swadharma to become a Spider-Man. You can do it for some time, but if you start being a Spider-Man everywhere, this is a big, big no. So swadharma for a child is to listen to the teachers, to your parents, because you are now a growing tree. Once your strength, you hold the strength by roots, and that roots is your scriptures, your parenting, whatever knowledge you get from the teachers. Once you are strong rooted, no one can wither your branches and trees. So swadharma should be followed. So these were the ideal qualities. Now, with the last story, I will completely summarize it. And this story is nothing but a child like you, 8 or 9 years old, called Nachiketa, who goes to none other than the teacher is Yamadharmaraja. He is a fierce teacher. He is a teacher of death. He is death, master of death. So this is a story between these two. What happened is Nachiketa's father, Vajashravas, was doing a yajna, which was going to give him a lot of materialistic benefit. In that yajna, you have to give a lot of good things. You have to give whatever you have. But he saw father is giving only the things which are not so important for him, like the cows which were already going to die, or the things which were already lying in the godown. He was not giving something which is important, and he was curious to know if you do such a danam or such a homam, will the father get the benefit out of it? So he asked the question to the father. See how inquisitive he is. He was inquisitive. Father, if you give some things like this, whether God will really give you what you want? Father was very angry. He said, you don't do this, you just keep quiet and listen. Again, he was asking the same question. Then he finally asked, would you give me to this? He said, yeah, I will give you to Yama. So he quietly went to Yamaraja himself. And what happened is Yama was in his duty. He was busy somewhere. So his discipline, he had the full faith that he will get the answers from Yama. His father wanted to give him to Yama. So when he came to Yama's door, 3 days it took. But he did not lose his faith. He was anchored in the belief that he will come. He did not have food, even food and water for 3 days. And when Yama came back, he was so pleased with Nachiketa, his devotion, his discipline, that he asked, please, why did you wait for 3 days? And what do you want, child? That time he just inquired. He wanted to know something about the yajna, but being such a small child, Yama thought he will not understand. He tried to lure him by giving three boons. In the three boons, he said, I will give you everything what you want in the world. I will make you the richest person. I give this Kaustuba money, everything he tried to lure, but he could not. He said, if you want to give me three boons, you give me the first boon that my father will accept me as I was before. So in that way, he goes back to the Bhuvaloka. Then he wanted to know the yajna which gives permanent peace, happiness, means complete freedom, what we call moksha. That yajna also he learned. And he wanted to know Brahma Vidya, which we are all studying through different mantras, shlokas, and scriptures. So children, remember this last slide, that any ideal student, according to the Shastras, should have this 4D. You know, this 5D, 4D movies you see, 3D, 4D. All these are highlighted here. First is discrimination. Viveka means you should know what is right and what is wrong. Generally, at your age, your parents, your teachers, or your elders, siblings will tell you. Second is dispassion. Yeah, this is difficult at your age, but dispassion is possible for some things which you're doing overdoing. Like you should have some time limit for any kind of addictive things. Generally, addiction at this time is games, playing games, or addicting to movie, or what is that called, OTT platform. So if you can have some dispassion at your age, you can control that thing urge. Then you will be a better student. Now, it's a big word, but simplifying to one is discipline. Samadhi Shatka Sampatti. This can come by just doing your Sandhya. If you are doing your Sandhya regularly, and that will have all these things: Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. So it starts all with your mind control, will bring your organ control, and it will calm your entire body, mind, and it will interact well with the world. So we generally call it BMW: body, mind, and world. Whenever we are in this world, our body and mind is interacting. Now also, your mind, even if you are sitting there, body is sitting idly, mind is interacting with the eyes, through the ears. And after this class, I'm sure out of 52, at least 10 will interact with their next organ, mouth. So finally, the fourth D is desire. Desire is good, but too many desires, to fulfill every desire, you lose a lot of energy. The only desire where we claim energy, we get energy, is mumukshutvam, means you want to liberate yourself. So 4D is for ideal student. And so such ideal student was none other than a young boy, in fact, it may be a girl also. Like Nachiketa was a young boy of 8 years who went to the door of Yamaraya, and he came back to his father. So I hope with this understanding, let us try to remember the 4D, let us try to be disciplined, and let us hope that all these things will one day take you to the heights which you want to achieve. Hari Om, and I expect some questions from you.
Namaste. Thank you, sir. It was a very insightful session. Definitely about how you brought up the things, Shraddha, surrendering, and Swadharma. The Swadharma example was very nice to remember and also relate to. Wherever we had to behave in whatever limits we should be. So that was a nice story, and definitely the 4D. Now the 4D has a different understanding in all our notations. Thank you for that. So with that, the floor is open. Anybody who wants to ask any questions, unmute, ask. Sir will also run a small interactive session. We can also run a small quiz about what we learned from Sir today. But before that, anybody has any things to ask, feel free to ask, share. Come on, this is an interactive session. We want everyone to be on camera. Yeah, unmute. You are allowed to unmute. You don't have to raise your hands. You are allowed to unmute and ask.
Advika, you understood, Advika, everything?
Not sure whether
but she was listening very, very carefully. Even I don't know what is the name of this kid, Usha, the rename it can.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you said about something with BMW, right?
Yes.
Was it like was the name is the name called body, mind,
No.
and then
World. Interacting.
world?
Yes. So BMW could get your attention. That's just a acronym which we have made for, see, you are interacting now with me, correct?
Yes.
Through your body. Are you agreeing it?
Yes. Also got my mind.
And with the mind, thoughts in the mind, what I should speak, how I should speak, how softly or loudly.
Yes.
So this world, which is outer world, always interacting with your body mind. But children,
Yes.
when you go within you, that is the challenge. Outer world is easy to interact, or we can shut down the eyes and we stop seeing, shut down the computer. But when you shut down your eyes, suddenly when you sit silent, a lot of thoughts will also go inside until unless you go to sleep. So body, mind, and world is an acronym for understanding yourself, how to interact in the world outside as well as within. But good, you capture that body, mind, and world. BMW.
I know also BMW is a car model.
I know that. I know you kids know better than us.
Yes.
So next time you see a BMW, think about you have a body, mind, and the world interacting with you, and you should not get
but what
affected.
happens? But if I see the BMW like in a Hot Wheels car, then
That's also you should remind that the maybe a Hot Wheels car or you're sitting in a BMW. Remember this: your body and your mind is going to interact with the external world, but never the external world should interfere in your personal world. Okay, let it be there. You should not get affected. Someone bullies you, let them bully. You should go ahead. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Anand, you're also listening so carefully. Everyone is listening carefully. Shubham. There's someone Usha, but his name, I think it is a boy. How can it be Usha?
Sir, we have one question here from one of the parent.
Yes.
How do we inculcate 4Ds in kids who are 8 years old?
Yeah. So it starts actually, the parent is a mirror for the kids, nothing else. First, we have to inculcate in ourselves because it is a question from a parent, okay? And it will be transformed within no time, or it may take time because 8 years are gone, right? So whatever the kids are doing, it is the parent has to do this what they want the kid to do. That's a simple answer for this. You can't just tell them do this. The more you tell, that they will go opposite direction. Sorry, but this is the truth.
Yeah, understand, sir. We always tend to be teachers first before being a student. So it's a nice thing that we have to inculcate those habits or those things in ourselves so that it automatically reflects in all that we do, and students or children imbibe from what they see from us.
I don't know which parent asked, but it is a very beautiful question. And that's why I started Scriptures, because I started very late, but it's now 10 years under the guidance of Dr. Hegde sir, Swami Paramarthananda ji. And if you want to start somewhere, if you have never done 16, 17 chapters, start reading first Bhagavad Gita. That is all the 4 Ds, 5 Ds, 10 Ds are given in that. So you please do that. 16, 17 chapter with yourself first and then teach the children.
Yeah.
But good question. It is an important question.
Thank you. Anybody has anything to ask?
I thought there will be so many questions. Shri Kartikeya, Kalahasti.
Yeah, you can unmute Kartikeya.
Sir, can you tell the 4 Ds again?
Yes, I will. So first D is discrimination. Means you have to discriminate between what is right and what is wrong. So there will be so many questions. Shri Kartikeya, Kalahasti. Oh, I can only listen to it myself. So discrimination between what is good and bad. We all know that. When I eat one ice cream, it is okay. When I try to eat 10 ice creams, is it good or bad? To your stomach. If you eat one ice cream, okay. Two also okay. If you eat 10 ice creams, it is right or wrong? Please answer. Anyone? Someone might say it is okay, but it is not right. So that discrimination we should have.
Wrong.
Wrong, correct. So that discrimination power you should have. Then second is, what did I say? Discrimination, discipline. Okay. So discipline, dispassion about accumulating things. When we have something at home and we see even if it is one, we want two, we go on accumulating. We should slowly start having dispassion. But at your young age, very difficult. It's not easy because you have to grow. When you get something, you enjoy and you become mature and you grow out of it. So dispassion you keep away. Third is discipline. That Shatka Sampatti, that 6 things. So basically for that, disciplining yourself, get up early, take your bath, do your swadhyaya, some people will call it prayers, and go to your school. But that routine has to be followed. Sundays, you might take little break, but don't make all days as Sundays. Discipline is Monday to Saturday, at least follow this. Sunday, you take a break. And finally, desire. The 4th D is desire. Again, that is at your age, desires are going to happen. Like Advika may be wanting a very beautiful hairband, or Yashas might want a BMW. That is okay. But you don't go on desiring because it is infinity. Desires can go on being there. You have to, the desires are inversely proportional to happiness. Now, someone who is in 8th, 9th, they will understand what is inversely proportional. Mathematics, the numerator and denominator. Can you understand that? If the desires are more, the happiness will be less. So happiness is numerator and desires is denominator. If you have one desire and one desire fulfilled, what will happen? 100%. But if you have one desire fulfilled and then next 10 desires remaining, it is 10%. So for father gave you a nice doll on your birthday, but you saw a beautiful doll with someone else. Okay, Advika, you saw a beautiful doll with one another sister or someone neighbor. Then you want 2 more dolls. So your happiness becomes half. So what you have with you, if you enjoy, it is 100% happiness. So the lesser the desire, the better the happiness. And finally, the desire should be only of liberation, which is very difficult at such a young age. Okay, so the 4 Ds: discrimination, dispassion, discipline, and desires. I hope I answered Shri
Karthik.
Shri Karthik.
Sir, I have a small follow-up question on the same thing. Based on the example that you quoted, having one ice cream is good. Going for a second ice cream is a discriminatory one. Is it not dispassion? We should show vairagya towards not having the second one. So is it dispassion or discrimination? What is the right one there?
If you have discrimination, you will have dispassion also. It is together. You cannot separate it. It is It is actually a step by step. It can be called, first we should have discrimination, then only we'll have dispassion.
Dispassion, yeah.
That is my thought, but I think Venkatesh ji is there, Rama madam is there, they can also answer.
Yeah.
Sachin, I just want to add to what you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dispassion is whether to have 1 ice cream or 2 ice cream or 3 ice cream. Dispassion is developing a dislike and developing a unattachment towards those things, detachment towards those things. That's a minute difference in discrimination and dispassion.
Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, Vairagya.
Oh, Divakar also is there. Yeah. Okay.
Floor is open. We want even parents to be interactive. If parents have anything to ask, it's a rare chance that we get to interact with these scholarly people on a day-to-day basis. So we would like, even if parents are there around, if they want to ask things, make this interactive session. Otherwise, we'll start having some quizzes for students.
I think children are still thinking that what is the 4D or BMW or something else. That's okay.
No, they started with GPS. Now they know BMW. We don't know what is coming up in the next series. So,
Hi sir, namaste.
Namaste.
So I would like to know, like, how long it will take a parent to cultivate these habits, because I understand as a mother, like, kids learn mostly from parents only. So if they have to get all these good habits, parents should have that. And consistency is something very hard to maintain. So how long, like, if we practice, then it becomes a habit for parents?
Okay, this will be subjective, but subjective to how you practice, how consistently you practice. But what I see is, in today's era with so much of inputs and time is less, at least 10 years, according to my guru, 10 years minimum. I know it is a long time, but that is what I have seen, that getting into scriptural studies, understanding and following it, 10 years to just understand. But why to worry? You start it someday. Doesn't matter if consistency is there or not, or you are able to follow. When any jobs begin is half done, they say. So it's a subjective thing, how the parents to do, because it is different. Two parents may be working, only one parent may be working. There may be 3 children at home or only one, and the age group will be different. Earlier is the better.
Am I allowed?
And there are so many. Yes, sir.
Just add a thought. The book by Stephen Covey, 7 Wonderful Habits. One of them is, if you start doing anything every day for 21 days, it becomes a habit. This has been well understood and experienced by most people. You start walking every day for 21 days, it becomes a habit. You learn a verse and recite it every day for 21 days, you remember it perfectly well. You reduce your diet and watch your diet, it becomes a habit. So 21 days is so-called a magical figure to have a discipline. Having said that, if there is a understanding on what is discrimination and dispassion, then the discipline sets in much earlier. Because when you know discrimination and when dispassion is there, definitely the discipline sets in remarkably well. I would like to add another very important point. Satsanga. To be in a company of such people who have discipline brings in discipline itself. And you go one step higher. If you are in the darbar of a guru, discipline comes in within no time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have.
I have a small question.
Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead.
My question is, as we as adults, inevitably we will have to wake up and do our daily karma, office or housework or anything. So there is no need of motivation. It's a call for duty, so we have to wake up. But when it comes to children, how do you motivate them to wake up early to do the swadhyaya? How do you what
I
do
think
you tell them? Because yeah, maybe studying, they forcefully wake up and they study, but for doing a swadhyaya, how do you motivate them?
I would like Rama Madam to answer this because she's doing so many things for so many years. Madam, can I request you to answer this question particular if she's there?
You can unmute.
I see Madam is there.
Yeah. Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Can you repeat the question, please?
She has asked that the children doing Swadhyaya, how do you make them to do it consistently?
It is, you can explain the advantages of having Swadhyaya first. Basically, we have to explain them and we have to do it at home. They will follow the elders. That is very important. Even other question was on the bhakti, how to introduce bhakti to small kids, that is the bhakti to children. First, we have to become the role models, then they will automatically follow it. At least, like small children, one of 2 years or 3 years, between the age of 2 and 3, they follow whatever the elders do. If the grandfather or the father does the Sandhya Vandanam, they will automatically keep the spoons and the glass and then imitate. So imitation is very important in a child's role in the early childhood. That's what I think. And so we have to do it compulsorily, say about half an hour, weekly, twice or thrice, whenever time is available. We have to, literally do it and then practically show it to them how to do it. That is very important because they follow elders very well. That's what I think. Dr. Ravi Shankar can add more light on this to more points.
Hari Om. Thanks. I think we have said it so well that role model is the parents, and then the children will do it. But of course, there's always different ways of motivating children based on their capabilities and their thought processes. And it takes quite a while to, if I can use the word, mend them. But we have to bend first to mend them. So we have to be with them. We should not be policing and monitoring children. Of course, they're all lovely kids. They don't need it. We just have to go with the flow and then do what they want, and they will also do what we want. And it's a lovely life to be with kids.
True.
Hari Om, sir. Hari Om. I would really love to thank Doctor for a wonderful session today. It was very nice. I would like to add to the question asked by a wonderful parent right now. I understand that she told that getting up early for adult is easy because they have to balance with the work and the home. But how to inculcate that habit in the children? That was her question. So my answer to that is, if they sleep early, and you have to focus on what they eat. What they eat, it means their diet and what they put in their mind. If they are watching TV till late night, then making them get up early in the morning will be too difficult. If you are also having late night parties and if the children also remain awake, then also it becomes difficult for the children to wake up early for the swadhyaya. So as a parent, I believe that if we inculcate those small habits like taking care of their diet, taking care of their daily routine, what they read, what they do throughout the day, with whom they take their friendship, and books they read. And I'm sure that they will understand the importance of the Swadhyaya, and they can, when they sleep early, that is my experience, when they sleep early, then they definitely wake up cheerfully early in the morning, especially with a sattvic food. If they have in their dinner, then it will be easier also. Yeah. Dhanyavad. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Excellent answer, madam. Excellent.
Yeah, Ahara Shuddhi. Yeah. Maybe I would like to share one experience being a parent in the same challenge that we had with my daughter as well. So what is being taught to her taught to her in school is Surya is the Bhagavan for whom we need to bow down. Our day starts with him and day ends with him. So it is told to them that they have to be early to welcome him. So that is how she says, before the sun rises, I had to get up to welcome him. And they have the slokas being taught to them, so they recite the slokas. So right, so some kind of motivation that they can relate to, and they say that is their duty to perform, would definitely help us. It's something which is working out for me. You can try it out.
Yes,
Sir,
that is a very important point, because children has to be motivated by what they want to do in the early morning. If there is a purpose to get up, they will do it. But difficult to find what purpose they have, they want to do it. It's true.
So we have one question here. How do we introduce Bhagavad Gita to kids? Shloka recitation and meaning are just to be able to comprehend the shlokas to them. So should the shloka recitation be introduced or along with the meaning? That's the question.
So what happens? The children, if you start only shloka and recitation and the meaning, you have to add stories to it. A lot of stories and the real life stories, like Hanumana's story I said with the shloka. Like that, if you relate and to their level, because I also started with shlokas, it was very monotonous and not so palatable. But when I started introducing, my guru said that you start stories, Sachin. Only then I saw the difference in understanding. Then they took over. Now few kids are actually doing it themselves, and they are teaching to the next generation. So it's yes, shloka meaning, but with stories which are in day-to-day life useful for that. That's how you should do it.
Wonderful. Sir, we have one more question. How do we teach bhakti to children? I'm not sure whether it is something we can teach them.
You can't teach bhakti. It should be. It is imbibed. You cannot teach bhakti.
Yeah.
It is like teaching a flower to have fragrance and blossom. It can't be done.
Yeah, but these are the samskaras which is given from the way they are around, right? So as Ravi Shankar sir rightly said, the satsanga gives us the right direction. So maybe our way we associate with things that happen also inculcate.
I would just add one thing. See, there are many people here now, 50, 52, and maybe that many parents. When I was in a country like Japan and I had to discuss about these scriptures and all, you know what one of the parents said, that in any family, the parent should teach it first, not the teacher, because if you all rely on teaching by teachers in the school, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H divisions are there in one class, one standard. No teacher has a time to teach all these samskaras. So we are nowadays, the recent trend is to send to a class, samskara class, shloka class, and then they will take care. That is a shortcut. The real cut is to cut your ego, start doing samskara, learn it if you have not done it before. I was not knowing anything at the age of 33. Now it is by Guru's grace, and only Guru's grace, 14 years we are doing. Somewhere we have reached. That I can confidently tell you. So don't rely on everything to some class. We have to teach our students, like our children from ourselves. So we have to imbibe first, and then we can pass it on. That is what I have just interpreted. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. One more question on little more elaboration on swadharma. Maybe the story.
Okay, good. So swadharma for different age group will be different. But now, if we divide 100 years is our lifespan, 25 years is brahmacharya. So for a brahmacharya or like a student's life, it is to learn. He will be like a not a word parasite, but he will be a relation where he will only take in through parents, to teachers, to society. So swadharma of a 25 till 25 years, a child or even an adolescent is to learn, get matured, get completely ready. Then comes 25 years of grahastha. His swadharma, the real swadharma will be to give back to society, work in society for the good of society. First for the family, then the extended family, everyone. Then the next 25 is vanaprastha. So I'm talking in general, but if you now, and then last 25 is sannyasa. So the first, we are all having kids here, so all are below 25. The swadharma is to learn. Whatever you are doing, you learn first and get completely ready for then the next 25 years.
Sir, one follow-up question. Duties and responsibilities and swadharma. How do we look at these two things? Are they similar in the nature? Taking an example for kids, their swadharma is at their age they should learn, and also becomes their duty that they get educated. Or their how do we differentiate, or how do we look these two things?
See, now the word swadharma is all encompassing, but it is now you're dividing it into English. That's where the problem lies. Swadharma will be all encompassing. When you know what you have to do, what is your goal, then you have to fix what is your duties and how will you go through it. Responsibilities will be there. So I think if I'm right, sir, please correct me, Ravi Shankar ji, Venkatesh Prasad ji, Rama madam, and Divakar, that swadharma is all encompassing, and for a child, it has to be obviously the children will be guided, handheld by the parents, but the swadharma includes all, how to go achieve your goal of learning, and it is only learning. You cannot do duties like going on fighting some war or something like that. It is first learn. Even to fight a war at the border, you have to learn the techniques of how to fight. So learning will be the first 25 years. Brahmacharya. Please correct, sir. Ravi Shankar ji, Venkatesh Prasad ji, if you want to add something.
Maybe I think I should unmute them or.
Sir is saying 2 thumbs up.
Okay.
Sir, unmute, sir. Unmute. Please unmute.
Yeah.
I'm not able to unmute, huh?
I have allowed, sir.
Yes. Now it's coming.
You said it's just perfect.
Yes, Dr. Sachin, perfect. What you said is perfect. As you rightly said, swadharma encompasses everything. It includes the duties also. As you rightly said, the swadharma of a student is different. The swadharma of a grahastha is different. Swadharma of a vanaprastha is different. Swadharma of a sannyasi is different. In Bhagavad Gita context, Krishna says Arjuna is to do the work. It is not to go to sannyasa. Just to, when you are studying, study. Give it 100%. As Vedanta says, whatever you do, give it 100%. Nice answer, Sachin. This is perfectly all right.
All our satsang.
Again, I'm just elaborating this just to see that because most of us relate with English terms and very little with our the Sanskrit terms. So when we say swadharma encompasses everything, so object and responsibilities, if I say that is one part of it, what all the other part which we should say that is what the swadharma involves.
When we say students swadharma is to study, that is, as you say, it is the first duties. Swadharma includes showing respect to parents, helping friends, following the discipline of the school, and so many other things. These are all called samskaras.
Wonderful.
Samskara is a
Hmm.
So
Wonderful,
that's
sir.
why today's topic was student, because
Student.
ideal
Yeah.
student. So you have to, if you want to do swadharma, ideal student, be ideal student, follow the 4D. That's why
Exactly.
the topic was there today.
Yeah. So that helped us to relate to, sir, when you said respect teachers, respect friends, obey rules of your schools. So those are the things that one has to be very mindful about and follow religiously, so that we can say we are following our dharma. So dharma. So you'll not get the beatings like the donkey got in the stories the sir said.
Yes.
again, NP sir, this as somebody was asking how to teach bhakti. It is like samskara and bhakti are the same thing. It cannot be taught. It should be shown. So whatever happens at home, the child will develop. Children grow by seeing, not by hearing. They hear less, see more.
Yeah.
If
Wonderful.
father does puja half an hour of Sandhya Vandana, children will follow it. If father says something and do something different, they don't give importance to it.
Yes.
Wonderful.
True, sir. True.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Hari Om, let me add a few sentences about this. Once Mahasanidhanam was asked by a parent that he is going to get his son that thread ceremony. So then the Mahasanidhanam asked, how many days at least do you do this Sandhya Vandanam? He said, no, I have no time to do it, but I want him to do it. Unless you do it, how will the child follow? How will he know how to do it, or he has to do it? See, that mentality will be there, imbibed by the parents, who follow, who does all these type of, in the case of bhakti, how to develop, they have to take them to the temple or Swamiji's place or some holy places, then make them, whatever they do. They have to follow it, whether they believe it, they want to do it or not. Initially, it will be a bit difficult, but I think over a period of time, it becomes a habit for them. Whenever they pass through a temple, at least they do namaskaram. I think, is it okay? Is that
absolutely correct, madam?
Wonderful. Good. Thank you. I don't see any other questions either in the chat box or in the live stream. If any parents have anything, then we'll take it up for a minute.
Sorry, sir. Hari Om, sir. Question is that, we stay outside India and you're talking about Bhagavad Gita and everything. The issue is that how do I get Bhagavad Gita, pravachanas for my son? That's the question. If there is any classes available, that would be helpful, sir. Thank you.
Sachin, you can answer this.
You are where do you stay? In which part? So
Manchester.
Oh, United Kingdom. Okay. So we have a classes going on from last, but that is in online. The problem is we had USA students also. The timings was a difficulty because most of them who are from Dubai and this area, they can join the class because it is just before this class it was there from 8 to 9 Thursdays, every Thursdays. I will share the link also. And it is going on from last 4 years very well, every week once. And we start introducing scriptures, shlokas, chanting, and we encourage the children to participate by presenting. So if you wish, I will also share the YouTube link in the chat box now, so that you can see the previous classes already there in a structured way. All the playlist is already there. And if you want to join, then you can message to Prasad sir and let us know. So I'll share the YouTube link to you. Okay.
If it is for elders, they can log into Paramvedanta YouTube channel and listen to all our Bhagavad Gita classes. We had a series of verse by verse class, and all the 700 shlokas have been discussed in those classes. And even now we are doing it, Bhagavad Gita classes, every Mondays and Fridays we are getting it. They can log in and listen to those classes for elders. For children, as Dr. Sachin said, his classes would be better.
There are so many classes by Chinmaya Missions also. That also you can try. We'll share that link also. I'm just sharing the link into the group. have a look. Hope you answered the question.
Yeah. So maybe I'll take up one more question that we have.
Yes.
The question is, how do we make children realize their responsibilities? Specifically, when we ask for them to help, they say, "Why me?" So how do we make them, and this in the purview of swadharma, how do we help them understand that this is a responsibility or this is your swadharma?
Yeah. So this is like a question of psychology. Children actually imitate the parents, and maybe they generally imitate the bad things. They see the bad very fast than the good. No parent is only bad; he is always good also. And psychologically, you have to play. Maybe you have to create a situation without really that person knowing, and then let him act how you want to. Means you have to make like a, now all children are listening, so it will be like an open secret. But it has to be on the psychology, because if you just tell them to do that or this, it's difficult after some age. A very small child will listen, or he might be listening to little bit perseverance, but a child of 9, 10, 11 and above, it's not easy to just make them do what you want to do. It has to be situation oriented. We have to create some situation that, or you have to give them some task and see. That's what I could answer. In better way, maybe someone, Divakar is there, I don't know. He's a psychiatrist.
Divakar is there?
Maybe I think I don't know the name. I can allow him to unmute. Even otherwise, he's allowed.
No, I heard his one sound once and then.
Okay.
No.
Okay, what is 50 to 75 and 75 to 100? Okay. Shall I answer this?
Yes, sir, please.
So we talked about brahmacharya up to 25, then grahastha up to 50. That is only when we live 100 years. And 51 to 75 is vanaprastha. Because vanaprastha is something where is a bridge between grahastha and sannyasa. Sannyasa means complete renunciation. Renunciation of everything, not just the property, not just the family, even your self-ego and your identification. And then that time people used to go to Kashi or wherever they want, and they just one day, they get the call from Yamaraja and they go away. But directly doing sannyasa is very difficult, because you are in grahastha, you are thick of things. You are very active. Suddenly you cannot give up. So vanaprastha is that cushion period, the bridge to go from very activeness, completely consuming things, to complete surrender and complete giving of things to others. So vanaprastha is like becoming a trustee of your own house, not owning things. Have I answered you? I hope so. Good question. Good. There is a good interaction we had. But children, I think all parents, children also could have more questions could have asked.
Karthik, do you have? Okay, I will take up this question from Karthik.
So like, I didn't understand the swadharma's part.
Oh, who is this? Sri Karthik.
Sri Karthik.
Yeah. Swa means mind, means yourself. Dharma means what is the right way of doing things. This much you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, do you play games, Karthik?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
so do you play video games?
Yes, sir.
So are there avatars? There are different avatars.
Yes, sir.
So that avatar will do that thing only. You cannot make him to do something else than other avatar, right?
Yes, sir.
So that whatever it does, because of that capacity, that is called sadharma. So you are a child and you cannot do a work of your mother, isn't it? Maybe small works you can do, but bigger work, going to the office and doing work, that is not a part of your dharma. Your dharma is as an avatara of a child, only learn, study, ask questions and get answers and prepare yourself for becoming a adult. That is called swadharma. So next time you play a game and in that avatara is there, oh, this avatara only is doing this. It can't do other things. Same way, you are a brahmachari avatara. You will do only this many things. Now you got it? If you are not understood, I will tell in different way.
Sir, I understood.
Good. Very good.
Wonderful. I think we have
one more question.
Yeah, any question?
One question was there. I am here to answer. I have no hurry to go anywhere.
Yeah. Can we invoke inquisitiveness in kids? Being eager or for knowledge?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is, if I can answer this way, the human birth itself is, you get the human birth after a long rebirth. So many things you get because of prarabdha karma, because you have born human means you have done a lot of good things in the past karmas. So some people are inclined to spirituality from the beginning itself. That is because of the purva janma, a lot of karmas and good vasana. But some people may not be that inclined in the beginning. Then these persons have to imbibe it from the satsanga, as Ravi Shankar sir said, or through swadhyayas to learn from the gurus. And one important thing, we think that gurus are less and students are more. But in spirituality, for one student, there are 100 gurus ready to teach. Only thing is, the receiver should be very good. Otherwise, whatever satellite is sending, it will not communicate. So your answer is, if your vasanas, purva janma vasanas are very strong and good, positive, you don't have to do anything. Spirituality is imbibed in you. But if you are not having that purva janmas, you have to start learning from a guru, competent guru. And it will slowly pass on to you. Again, I think I have answered in short, but
yeah, yes, sir, it answered. Yeah, I think we are really out of time. We had good interactive sessions. Many good questions came up. The thoughts.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, maybe one more comment. Can we also have some sessions on dharma, acharana, and
Advaitic perspective?
Perspectives for adults as well. We cannot simply in samskaras in children just by enacting it in front of observing the swadharma. Okay, yeah, for adults definitely we'll plan something in short time. We'll definitely we have few plans for parents as well. So this was one of the session where we wanted to make it as a family event rather than just children attending. Yeah, it's for children, but and to extended family also for the parents to be part of this one. So thank you for all those parents who have been actively participating in this interactive session. Yes, sir. With this I would definitely like to thank you, sir. It was a very precise, crisp thoughts on 4Ds and also the dharma vichar as the shraddha, swadharma, the surrender part, the inquisitiveness, the topics that you gave, and very crystal clear the way it was clarified our questions, the way it was answered. It brought us a lot of clarity for that. We thank you for your session, and we also thank Venkatesh Prasad sir, Ravi Shankar sir, Rama madam, and all the others who pitched in to clarify the questions. And we also thank all the parents and students who joined and had a wonderful time here discussing on an interesting topic. And indeed, this is the satsanga which we always have to look out for, being in the right set of, in the community of the right set of people, which gives us the right knowledge and right direction to move under the anugrahas of Guru. So with that said, we'll conclude the session with Shanti Mantra. Before we conclude, if anybody wants to make any note, maybe Venkatesh Prasad sir or anybody.
Thank you, LP. It has been a good satsang. I have been attending all these lectures. It's wonderful. You have been doing a great job. You did so nicely. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So the next session, which is on next Monday, is on slokas on Guru Tattva. We will be taking up few of the slokas, the most recited slokas like Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, and Ishwaro Guru Ratmeti. These are the slokas we chant for Guru, and we'll be looking into Guru Tattva in the angles of these two slokas or many other slokas. So it will be facilitated by Madam Jyotirmayi. So we all hope you all join on Monday and have one more wonderful session in this series. With that said, we'll conclude the session today. Yashas.
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि नारायणायेति समर्पयामि नारायणायेति समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् श्री सद्गुरु पादुकार्पणमस्तु श्री सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु हरि ओम
हरि ओम.
Hari Om. Namaste.
Thank you,
Dhanyawad.
kids. Thank you, all of you. Shubharatri. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.